Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Talk podcast. On Thursday, on the day of weekly expiry, we saw spectacular rally in the market. The market managed to sustain above the levels of 24,500, where the market was having excellent support, and from there we saw a touch and go sort of activity on which we discussed on Thursday morning. The market quickly recovered back to its resistance level of 24,665, and later we saw the market was heating to the new highs of 24,835. So while looking at the entire setup, we are of the view that whenever there is a correction in the market, we are seeing specific buying interest, but this time the interest is coming from FIIs. So if we consider the institutional figures, then FIs bought more than 5,000 crores on Thursday, whereas domestic institutions sold nearly 2,500 crores and above. So the setup of the market is still bullish, and it is indicating us that buying on dips is like something which is working well. At higher levels, we need to be careful as markets are hitting to extreme levels, and we need to consolidate our portfolio. We need to reduce our leverage positions at each rise. That should be the strategy. For the Bank Nifty, there we saw complete struggle of crossing the level of 52,800, and it was mainly because of the absence of leadership from HDFC Bank. So for the day, 52,800 is again going to act as resistance for the Bank Nifty. Above that, we can expect rally towards 53,000 and 53,500. So short covering is possible above 52,800 levels. In case if there is any correction, then again the Bank Nifty can gradually fall to the support levels of 52,100, where it has spent almost 4 days. So range bound sort of activity is what we are witnessing from the Bank Nifty, but it is very close to its upward breakout level. For the Nifty, as I mentioned, 25,000 looks achievable. Any correction around 24,700 or 600 will be an opportunity for short-term traders to enter into a long trade. And from there again we are expecting recovery. 24,500 now should act as major support for short-term traders. So that should be the final stop loss for holding any long positions. But if there is any correction, then close to 24,700, 650 levels, create some long positions. Other indices, in that Nifty IT index did really well. It has surpassed all its important level, and back to back for last 2 months, it has registered nearly 20% gains. Infosys, Wipro, almost all these giant companies, they did well on Thursday. Mainly Infosys delivered decent numbers. So on the back of that, we could see higher opening, and I think then we need to see that whether they are correcting or not. But at higher levels, there is no point in participating because most of these stocks are very close to their resistance level. So if there is any correction, then certainly we should look for adding them, because overall performance from IT companies are better than our expectations. For metal companies, it's a mixed sort of activity that we are witnessing. So it is better to be more and more stock specific. In that, keep a watch on Hindalco as well as Nalco. From the oil and gas space, there we could see some activity because crude was down yesterday. It was around 83 levels from the levels of almost 85, 86. So in that, BPCL, HPCL, IOC as well as GAIL can do well. And finally, from the pharma space, we have seen some profit taking, but there also we need to be more and more stock specific as the market is favoring to defensives. So yesterday we saw rally in FMCG companies, IT companies. Now there could be possibility of some buying interest in pharma companies. So these stocks should also be on the watch list. For US markets, there we saw a big sell off. Almost all the indices closed at the lowest point of the day, and it was mainly because of profit taking in magnificent seven companies. So that's the reason we saw some profit taking, but otherwise I think global macros are at an unchanged levels, and with the help of which we could see some buying interest if there is any correction for our markets. That's all from my side. With this, I'm ending today's morning call. Thank you very much for listening me, and have a great day to all of you.